Yes, visible.
Yes,
And
sir.
audible.
Voice is audible.
Yes.
It's okay. Good morning, all of you. Good morning to meet you first time in this Lean Six Sigma Green Belt program. And good morning. Thank you, Dr. Sivakumar, as well as Dr. Ramakrishnan for the valuable informations they are providing. Okay, now we are in an important phase of the Lean Six Sigma. Okay, so before that, I will share a short profile about myself. So as told by Dr. Sivakumar, I have done my master's in engineering as well as in management, and done my doctorate in fault diagnosis in machine learning and deep learning algorithms. And I have been a green belt holder, and with nearly 20 years of experience in consolidated in teaching as well as in industry. I worked in a lot of thermal power plants. Okay, designed, erected, and install a lot of projects in conveyor, coal handling system conveyors, and worked with a lot of MNCs. And I am currently publishing a lot of international journals also. And I have developed a lot of patents for industrial applications also. That's a short profile about myself. So now we are into the critical phase of the Lean Six Sigma process. See, earlier you have defined a problem in the defined phase, measured the problem. Okay, now what is the reason for this problem? I want to find out the reason for that. That is what you are going to do in the analyze phase. So in the analyze phase, you are going to. Sorry, somebody is speaking in between. Okay, so in the analyze phase, we are going to confirm the reasons. Okay, confirm the critical factors which is causing the problems. So now as a green belt team, so we are in the analyze phase. As a green belt team, we are ready to initiate the analysis. Okay, why we should do the analysis? See, we want to identify the real reason, the reason for the problem. Okay, and we want to understand the factor which is actually troubling my process, which is actually causing variation in my process. And also we want to identify and understand the factors, okay, which is creating unnecessary issues in my process, unnecessary deviation in my process. See, the most important thing is we not only want to identify, we also want to confirm it. We want to prove it. See, because anyone can suspect a problem. See, if you ask somebody else, what is the reason for economic issues? Anyone can say, anybody who have a common knowledge can give a reason, can say a problem. But we green belts only can prove it. So that is the criticality. So identifying a problem is easy for many people. They can identify problems easily, but the problem has to prove. That is what we are going to do in the analysis phase. So after validating only, we can move to the step. We just can't move to the next step without confirming and proving that this is a problem. So the main objective of the analysis is to identify and validate the root cause. That is the important thing. Identify and validate the root cause. And one more important thing, which many experts in this Lean Sigma field, they won't reveal, is we have to verify the sufficiency of the critical factors. Okay, so how many factors are really involved for this problem? How many factors are really involved in creating the gap in the performance? So that has to be verified and validated. See, for example, a crime may have happened and there is one suspect, but the police will verify if he is the only single fellow involved in the crime, or whether any more persons are involved, or whether they did it collectively. And if this is the cause, what we have to identify, the remaining people involved. If there is no remaining people involved, or if there is remaining people involved, then we have to identify that also. See, that is the investigation. After doing that only, the police will confirm, the police will write down the suspects. So likewise, here also we have to confirm whether this critical factor alone is causing the gap, is causing the poor performance, is causing the customer dissatisfaction, or many more factors are also involved. We have to confirm that. If it doesn't confirm that, and if we move to the next step on Next step, at the end, we may not get the solution we want. At the end, we may not get the successful output we want. So we have to be very careful in the analyze phase. It is very critical. Okay. So what are the main objectives of the analyze phase?
Identify
So,
the cause.
see, we are going to understand the reasons for the wastage that is created in a process, the wastage that is creating a loss to a process, loss to the profit, and the risk that has been identified in my process. Okay, the variation that is deviating my process, that is causing abnormality in my process, that is causing special causes in my process. We have to understand that. Then we have to identify the potential root causes, not the root causes, the potential root causes. So that root causes is surely killing my process. That root cause is surely uh, taking my profit away. So we have to identify that. Then we have to formulate, investigate, verify using certain tools, specifically hypothesis statement. So we are going to learn about this in the coming sessions. Then we validate the root cause. Okay, so this is going to be the objective of the analyze phase. So I think the screen freezed off now. Sorry. So for doing this analyze phase, we are going to execute that in 3 steps. First, we are going to list all the probable factors. Okay, that is, we are going to find out all the ways, we are going to find out all the risks, we are going to find out all the probable X factors, which is creating the trouble. Okay, then I am going to identify the critical factors. Okay, for example, if a crime happened near an area, the police will encourage everybody, right? They will call some 20, 30 people. So likewise, we are going to list out all the probable factors, X factors, critical factors. Then we are going to identify 2 or 3 critical factors. Then the important thing, we have to verify the sufficiency of the critical factors for this project. So without, if you do the steps properly, correctly in a sequence, then we will be able to carry out the next step in a successful manner. Okay. So what are, see, like in all phases of the Lean Six Sigma process, this phase of the Lean Six Sigma process also having a lot of tools which you can use it to execute the steps. See, brainstorming, fishbone diagram, YY analysis, VSE, that is value stream mapping, FMEA, then hypothesis tools, Pareto analysis, scatter diagrams. All these tools can be used in this tools. Some of the tools are compatible and can be used in other phases also. So we will be seeing some of the relevant tools which we'll be using in this phase. So now let's move to the core of this analyze phase. So now I am going to list out all the critical factors. I am going to find out all the critical factors, list out all the critical factors, which is creating a lot of trouble in my process, creating variation in my process, destroying my system, okay, creating customer dissatisfaction. I am going to list out all those things. See, for that, I can use the brainstorming or 5-way analysis or cause and effect diagram. So let us see one by one. So first, we are going to see a very simple tool which is called as brainstorming. Normally, we used to do it in the, we used to call it in the name of group discussion. So what is this brainstorming? We are going to see what is this brainstorming and how to conduct it in a structured manner, in a professional manner, and who can be the participants of this brainstorming, and how to list out, generate these problems from the team, and about the compatibility of this brainstorming. See, compatibility is very important. See, for example, you know, some applications which you are using an Android mobile phone is not compatible with iOS. So we cannot use that. So we need to know the compatibility of those tools. Then only we'll be able to use it in different phases along with other tools also. So what is this brainstorming? See, the brainstorming is one of the important problem solving identifying tool. It can be used in different phases. It can be used in define phase also. It can be used in analyze phase. It can be used in improve phase also. So it is one of the important problem identifying tools, and it can be used to generate large number of, it can be used to find out all the critical factors which we want to find out regarding the problem. So we have a problem in hand. We want to find out all the critical factors which is causing this problem, which is causing this pain, which is causing trouble to my customers, which is causing loss to my profit. So this will help you to identify that. Similarly, it will help you to identify the important factors as I told earlier. So where it can be used. See, now we are going to use this in the analyze phase in the initial stage. And we are going to list all the probable causes that will help us to identify the performance gap. So this brainstorming, it may look like a simple tool, but it is an effective tool. In any earlier stages, it will help us to funnel, it will help us to filter and find out all the possible factors. Okay, who can be the participants in this brainstorming session? See, uh, anybody who is relevant to
मैडम उनको ले लिया हमने रेडी कर रहे हैं और एडमिशन के लिए उनको बता रहे हैं जा रहे हैं एडमिशन
Sir, could you please mute that voice? Somebody is talking. So, relevant stakeholders. Who are the relevant stakeholders? People who are feeling the pain, people who are facing the loss, people who has to invest money. Okay, people who are facing the customer side issues. Okay, anybody who are facing the trouble, who are facing the pain, they can be a part of this stakeholders. People who are not relevant should not be a part of this brainstorming session. Okay, for example, if it is a inventory issue, the operations manager, the inventory control manager, the purchase manager, the workshop manager, and the owner or the sponsor, the financial sponsor, okay, the logistics people, anybody who has some relevancy towards that issue can be a part of this particular brainstorming session. See, another important thing is, okay, it can be conducted in two methods. One is you can use either a structured uniform brainstorming session or unstructured session. In the structured brainstorming method, in the sense, for example, if 10 people are present in the group discussion, okay, so the coordinator or the facilitator, he will give a chance to each one of the participants to speak, to give their views, to say their ideas, to share their knowledge about that particular problem. Okay, so all of the participants would have to share their views, and no one will be neglected, and everyone will be given an opportunity to share their knowledge, ideas, and information. But in the case of unstructured, suppose if 10 participants are present, 10 people are present in brainstorming, and if it is an unstructured one, for example, say, I am asking a question to you. Okay, gentlemen, how to improve the performance of this green belt program after the 4 days? And I am not asking anybody specifically, but I am giving a question to the open forum. So one or two of you may give more than 5 reasons, 6 reasons. Okay, some of you may remain silent. So it gives a way, it creates a way in such a way, all the ideas are not shared. All people ideas are not shared. Okay, only few of you are voluntarily giving more ideas. So unstructured brainstorming will be coordinated, will be conducted in such a fashion that all people may not be able to share their ideas. So it is always good if you go with structured brainstorming, which will give everyone an opportunity to share their ideas about that particular problem. So anybody who is relevant to that particular issue can be a part of this brainstorming session. Then more people, more relevant people, then you'll be getting more information. You'll be getting more ideas. You'll be getting more information easily. So you need to ask more relevant a part of this group discussion. Then only you'll be able to find out all the reasons behind that particular problem. If there is an inventory problem, okay, you need to call 2 people from inventory, a manager and a supervisor, and people from finance, people from purchase, people from workshop, people from logistics. Okay, people from, even if people from marketing are required, you can call them marketing. People from sales, direct sales are required, you can call them, so that everyone may give a relevant information regarding that particular problem. So it will be in 10-15 minutes, you will be list out at least 20-25 problems. So listing all the probable critical X factors will become easy if you're conducting brainstorming with more number of relevant people. But you should be you should be able to coordinate, facilitate the entire session well, and make sure all of them are getting an opportunity to share their ideas. Okay, so once we get the list, okay, we can build over that particular issues. For example, for an inventory issue, if they are saying that particular product is not selling, so a lot of finished goods are occupying the shelf. So another person can add a reason over that, which is relevant to that. Okay, during this brainstorming, important thing which all of us should remember is there should not be no criticism at any point of time. Okay, idea may be blunder, information may not be quite authentic, but the facilitator will take in charge of that, and the facilitator will be coordinating and controlling those things. It is not the work of any of the participants to criticize any idea or any problem which is discussed during that particular session. And afterwards, the facilitator will have to list all the probable factors which are discussed, and it has to be moved to the next level. So this is a simple way to find out the critical factors, okay, which is creating trouble in our process. Okay, brainstorming is quite a simple tool, but it's a very effective tool in a short time without much analytical knowledge. Okay, you will be able to find out all the critical factors easily. Okay, so as I said about compatibility, it can be used with many tools in the Lean Six Sigma phase. Okay, you can use it with cause and effect diagram. You can use it with YY analysis. You can use it with affinity diagram, nominal group technique. You can use this brainstorming with all tools in different phases easily. Most of the tools in different phases easily. So this is what we discussed in brainstorming. So it will help you to get the probable list factors easily, and you must make sure relevant stakeholders are involved. Okay, and everything is noted down and recorded. And this brainstorming is quite interesting and universal tool that it can be used with many tools easily and in different phases of the Lean Six Sigma process. So any questions to ask? Gentlemen, if you have any questions, you can ask me.